Welcome to Design a Life. Welcome to Design a Life You Love the Warrior Way. I'm so happy to share this with you today. So let's dive in. As you watch this on the replay or right below, or if you're live, please put your name in the comments and tell me where you're at and what you are hoping to get from this. Okay. Welcome, my friends. You're not here by accident. This isn't just another webinar. This is a turning point. So let's first see if you're in the right place. Is this you, a woman wondering what's next? Who has spent her life caring for others and feels disconnected from herself? Who feels tired and wonders if she has the energy just to keep going? Who feels like you might have lost your spark? Who wants purpose and not just busyness? If any of these resonate with you, you are in the right place. You're not in the right place if you're looking for a quick fix. We're going to do a quick doodle that will make an impact on you, but my program is not a quick fix. My program is built slowly over time. So I like the saying, slow is fast, which is, well, I don't really like it, but it's true. When I decide that I'm going to slowly implement things in my life, that I get rapid transformation instead of just consuming content. So today I want you to look for a way that you can transform, but that this content can help you transform. What can you do to implement the content from today? So maybe right now you feel stuck, and you don't have to stay that way. By the end of this training, you'll know the 4 powerful steps you need to take to start moving forward and become unstoppable. Before we go any further, let me just introduce myself. My name is Cindy Bayless. I'm a life coach, author, and a warrior guide. I'm Grandma of 9. I nerd out about rewiring brains, and I love doodling, painting, and creating in general, although I do not do enough of it. So if you feel stuck, I know how it feels. I want to share my story with you because I know how frustrating it can feel. After being a stay-at-home mom for 30 years, my husband announced that he wanted a divorce. He had already filled out the paperwork, contacted a lawyer, and just wanted my signature. I was understandably devastated. In the weeks and months that followed, I woke up every day thinking, I'm struggling. And then I said those words throughout the day. I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I felt like treading water in the middle of the ocean and fighting to survive. I may have been treading water, but I wasn't getting anywhere, because that's what treading water means. You don't really move. The waves or the struggle, they kept slapping me in the face, and I could barely keep my head above water. Maybe you know that feeling too. The fear was real. I was terrified of drowning, terrified of what might hurt me next, and terrified that this was now my life. I felt so stuck. Treading water was keeping me alive a bit longer, but it wasn't getting me moving towards anything like the shore or help. And yet, even in the middle of it, there was a tiny part of me that believed I could create something better. However, I had to stop treading water and start swimming with a purpose. That's what I want to share with you today, the path that got me from drowning to designing the life I love. But first, I have a question. Before we dive in, what is one thing children do, but most adults forget how to do? What is one thing that children naturally do, but most adults forget how to do? So, studies show that there's one thing that increases our learning dramatically, and it's this thing. And it's not repetition, and it's not putting ourselves under pressure, and it's not more time. It's surprisingly simple. So, what do you think it is? It's play. It's how we learn best, and it's a huge part of how we learn and grow. And you'll experience this firsthand today. So get your supplies out and so we can get started. So some facts about play. A creative outlet is essential to psychological and mental health. Creative pursuits like doodling help focus our minds, have been compared to meditation, and release dopamine. Being creative makes it easier to learn, solve problems, and enhances critical thinking skills. I mean, amazing things that play does. But I don't know about you, I've been resistant to it because, you got to get the work done. We don't have time for play. Research shows that when we incorporate fun, hands-on creativity into our lives, people learn up to 400% faster. That's not even a typo. This is exactly why doodling works. It's not silly, it's science-backed transformation. So let's start playing. You ready? Get a clean piece of paper. I prefer multimedia paper, and if you don't have that, that's fine. Let me Control 8. Let's see if I can switch this camera. All right, so Shift 8. Let's see what if we do. Okay. So now I'm going to switch the camera so that you can see. Okay. So I am going to use these watercolors, and I'm just going to spray them and get them wet. But before we move any farther, I want to show you, if you don't have watercolors, it's all fine. So I pulled out these highlighters. You can use highlighters. I have some colored pencils. So you could use colored pencils. Here's another one. You could use crayons. I also have just a jar of colored pens. Okay, so I don't have any crayons, but you could use crayons. So use your imagination and grab some stuff just to put color on the page. So I'm going to use, as far as paintbrushes go, for this, I suggest you use a big paintbrush. This is just a cheap one from the hardware store. This is one I have had for years, but you see how they're kind of big. So this one is my favorite, so I'll use that. And we're just going to put color on the page, and I'm going to do it on just half of the page. So choose a color you like. And we're just going to put color on the page. And if you notice, let's move it down a little, maybe. Yeah, there we go. If you notice, it has a little red in it because there was some red smeared in it, and we just don't care. Okay, I'm going to turn this off. Or turn it way down. Let's just turn it off. Okay. Now we're going to add a second color. So I think I'll go with the red. And I'm going to put it right up next to it so it can do some bleeding into the other color. And you can do this even if you're feeling stressed. It's just a good way to just watch the color on the page and not get upset because it's not turning out exactly, because it doesn't matter. Okay, now I'm going to take this highlighter, green, and then I'm just going to make a wavy line. And then I think I'll take the pink, and I just want to make another wavy line. Now you could put paint on top of that. I'm not going to, but you can if you want. And then I have this is a neon green. Ooh, I like that. And this is always fun just to see what your colors are. I think I'll use a blue next. Okay. And then, so I have this is a purple pen. So I am going to do purple hearts just across here. And we're not going to get upset if they're not perfect. We're just going to make purple hearts. Now here's the deal. Once again, I could put paint on top of that and see what happens, or I can leave it. I'm going to put paint on it because I want you to see it. When we experiment, it's kind of fun. So I want you to see what happens. So let's use another red. And let's just go over it. And you see what that ink did? So kind of fun that we can do that. And I think I'll end with, oh, look how it's bleeding. Do you see that? Look at those interesting shapes we have there. What do I want to do next? Let's go with this orangey color. We don't have to get stuck in whether it's right or wrong. And then I think I'll use a purple at the end. Okay. This is really a great exercise just to get you started in your creativity and to give yourself some time to just to get in the mood, or just to calm down if you need to calm down. But you could do this all with something other than watercolor. Whatever you have, markers, I also have markers. Okay. So I'm going to rip this out because I want it to dry and I'm going to need it. So set it aside or rip it out and set it aside so it can dry. Okay. So, all right, let's see. Okay. Yeah, sometimes technology. Okay, so we're just going to move on now. Today we're going to learn the 4 steps that you will move you from stuck to unstoppable. And they are, the first one is believe in yourself. And I don't say that as I don't know, sometimes people say, just believe in yourself. That's not what I'm talking about. This is about truly believing in yourself. And in my program, we walk you through it. It's a 3-month process of talking about removing labels and truly learning to love yourself and to take care of yourself. It's really a transformative way of living your life. And most of us want to skip this, right? This was me. I just want to skip over the parts that feel like I don't have to worry about how I take care of myself or how I treat myself. This stuff matters. The next step is to build a vision, and build a vision that you can actually see. And then in my program, I'm going to teach you how to manifest that, how to create that in your life, what you really believe. The third one is to bravely heal, to start to heal the stories that we have, and to so that we can really start moving forward. We have stories and beliefs that we believe are true that are holding us back from becoming the person we were meant to be. And then the last step is to become a divine warrior. And that means to really start focusing on stepping into that. This is such a transformational journey that you can't get anywhere else. So I call this the warrior's journey. I call it that because this isn't just a framework, it's a path to becoming the woman you were always meant to be. And I will help you. We'll walk it together, step by step. So this is the foundation. Believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, no strategy or vision will ever stick. That's that foundational. If you only did this and you had this down, you could move forward and you could start making changes. This is the foundation and will get you moving faster than you ever believed possible. So, according to research, 60% of American women report having negative thoughts about themselves every day. And nearly 90% of women compare themselves to others, particularly to images they see on social media. When we beat ourselves up, we shut down, lose motivation, anxiety and depression increases, and self-worth declines. I don't know why this isn't moving. Oh dear. Hold on. I just clicked on the wrong thing. All right. There we go. We think that pointing out our flaws and weaknesses makes us try harder and keeps us from making mistakes. However, multiple studies show that self-compassion gets far better results than berating ourselves. Let me repeat that. We think that pointing out our flaws and weaknesses makes us try harder and keeps us from making mistakes. However, multiple studies show that self-compassion gets far better results than berating ourselves. Let me stop for a minute and change cameras. I'm afraid we might have lost you. Okay. So the quote from Maya Angelou that I just love, and I learned a long time ago, the wisest thing I can do is to be on my own side. When we have self-compassion, we stop beating ourselves up, giving up when things get hard, and ignoring our humanness. So that's our first doodle today. So I'm going to switch cameras again. Let me make sure my audio switched. Okay, testing. All right, just want to make sure we're good. Okay, so so this is the doodle we're going to do. Let me switch cameras. Is that one going to work? To this one? No, to this one. All right. So here we're going to do that. We're going to do the doodle you just saw. So in order to do a doodle of yourself, oh, wrong thing. So in order to do a doodle of yourself, you're going to start with a head. You're going to make a circle. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a circle. And then we're going to give her hair. And you can mimic your own hair to mimic you. But I don't, because I want to be faster, so I do a bun. Never in my life have I worn a bun. So you do you, and just do whatever fits you. And then we're going to give her a dress. And two, I don't wear dresses very often, and when I do, I take them off as soon as I get home. So, but you can do a dress, or you can do pants and a shirt, which would be a couple of rectangles. So don't make it hard. Just go with what you think. This is a doodle, and there's no perfection. Now I'm going to give her some legs and feet. And I'm going to give her some eyes that are kind of closed and meditative, and just a little bit of a smile. Just a hint. Okay? There's the basis of our girl. Now, we're going to go and do a dotted line all the way down. And then we're going to on the left-hand side, we're going to make her, she's going to look a little messy. So maybe hair is coming out of her bun, and maybe it's in her eyes. And maybe she has a tear falling down on her face. Maybe her face is dirty. Maybe she has a blemish. Okay. And then on her dress, we're going to give her a patch up here. And her dress is dirty and it's ripped. And she's tried to patch it here with a Band-Aid. And I mean, and her leg is broken or hurt. This is us. This is the truth. This is our 50-50 girl. We're 50% ugh and 50% yay most of the time. Like, we clean up well, but lots of times we are struggling. So in this case, can we give ourselves compassion? When we have compassion, we stop beating ourselves up, giving up when things get hard, and ignoring our humanness. So take a look at yourself. I know she doesn't have arms yet. We can, I wanted to wait on that. So let's just wait a minute on that. We'll add arms in a minute. Okay, so let's go on. If you remember, let's make sure this is up for you to see. So let's see. No. Okay. If you remember nothing else, remember this today. That believing in yourself is the root of every meaningful change you'll make. If you don't believe in yourself, you're going to get stuck, and it's going to be so much harder. So what changes when you believe in yourself? You stop playing small, and you start showing up for yourself. This is who you are meant to be, a woman who believes in her worth and creates a life that reflects that she believes in her worth. If you only do this first step, your entire life will change. So you will become unstoppable. You won't become perfect. By understanding that you were never meant to be perfect, you gain compassion for yourself and others, and you can move forward. You're not meant to, you don't become fearless. You don't have to be fearless to shine. The beauty of this program is that you are encouraged to feel the fear and do it anyway. But you do become deeply, boldly you. When you show up as yourself, you get to shine your own unique, powerful light for others to follow. It's such a beautiful thing. Think about people that you followed because they have a light that they showed up to shine. Okay, so step number 2 is to build a vision. Now that you've started to believe in yourself, you need to see where you're going before you can even get there. Like, you can't just wander around. A clear vision gives your heart something to move toward. So we're going to create a little vision together, and this is where your future starts to take some shape. Without vision, we spin, and then we settle. So let's break that dreaming. Let's break that by dreaming big today. Hope is actually a skill, and the good news is the skills can be developed. It's not whether we have it or don't. We can develop that. So let's rekindle hope in our lives today. So we're going to do a little future you meditation. So get out a piece of paper, a clean piece of paper, put it in front of you with a pen. Now close your eyes and take in a deep breath and then let it go. So and then do another just for good measure. Okay. Now I want you to picture a moment in the future, a version of your life that feels a little bit beyond possible. Not perfect, but aligned with who you are and who you want to be. Peaceful, strong. So picture yourself waking up. Where are you? What does the space around you look like? What have you created to love and nurture yourself in this space? Now imagine yourself, you've got getting ready for the day. Who are you becoming? What choices are you making every day? And what matters to you right now? What are your plans for the day? Now see yourself in action. You're working, you're creating. What are you most proud of in this version of your life? And what are you no longer tolerating? Zoom in on your thoughts. No, zoom in on your habits. I skipped one. Zoom in on your habits. What do you say yes to consistently? And what have you finally decided to say no to? Now, zoom in closely at your thoughts. What do you believe about yourself now? And what are you no longer apologizing for? Now let's get even closer to that. I want you to name 3 words that describe your energy. Is it confident, purposeful, lighthearted, joyful? What 3 words would you describe your future self in this moment? Choose those words. And now, one more thing. What impact are you making in the world? What impact are you making in your family and in your community? And what impact are you making on yourself? This is the woman you are becoming. See her clearly. Feel her presence. And take that and feel that presence inside of yourself. Now take another deep breath and let it out. And when you're ready, open your eyes and write about who you will become in this one beautiful life. I'm going to give you a minute or 2 to journal about the things you saw in this moment. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that meditation and you have some powerful thoughts that came to you that you can write down about your future self. So let's move on. So I love this quote, and I just want to share it with you from Jonas Salk. Hope lies in dreams, in imagination, and in the courage of those who dare to make dreams into reality. And that's who we are. We have the courage. We're going to learn how to have the courage to make our dreams come into reality and to speak them, to tell people what our dreams are, because we're no longer afraid. Okay, so step number 3 is brave healing. So back to our doodle. Let me switch to that. All right, all right, back to our doodle. So right here on her, we are going to put a heart in the middle of her chest. And on that heart, remember, we're 50%, we're struggling. We have flaws, right? So across this heart, I just want you to put a Band-Aid, because our hearts have been broken and we're healing them. And then all I want in this part for you to do is we're going to think about, let me go to the next slide. We're going to think about, all right, well, let me tell you this and then so your brain believes what you tell it. So when we tell our brain that we're the victim, it believes us, and then we act like victims. When we tell our brain that we are heroes or the warrior, it believes us too. And we step up and we start great, and we act with courage. So I want you to take from this list, and you probably can't, I don't know if you can read it. So, and I'm just going to read it. And also after this webinar, you're going to get an email, and this will be one of the worksheets. So these are some empowering thoughts that you can start today to incorporate in your life. I suggest you choose one. And this is one of the things that help heal our hearts, is start believing different new things about ourselves. So here is what I suggest. I'm going to, okay, so the first one is, I am resilient, courageous, and unstoppable. I am resilient, courageous, and unstoppable. I create the results that I want. I have everything I need to thrive. I trust myself to make wise decisions. I am a magnet for joy and abundance. My life is unfolding in perfect timing. I trust that everything is working for my highest good. I am exactly where I need to be. I am becoming the woman I was always meant to be. My wisdom is my superpower. I radiate confidence, beauty, and strength. I welcome change as a doorway to something even better. That one feels a little scary, doesn't it? My heart is open to love in all its forms. I am proof that it's never too late to start again. I wake up excited for what today will bring. My dreams are still valid, and I am still capable. I am fearless in the pursuit of what sets my soul on fire. Ooh. I inspire others by simply being myself. I am unafraid of humiliation, rejection, or embarrassment. So I want you to choose one of those and then write that. Let's write that below. Let me write that right here below her or above, either way. So write your new empowering thought. So mine is going to be, I am resilient, courageous, and unstoppable. Okay, super fun. All right, let's keep moving on. It takes courage to look at our thoughts and then rewrite our stories that we have that keep us in victim mode. That we work on that during 3 months of the design a life doodle healing, the warrior's journey. For 3 months we work on that, about rewiring our brain, because when we can start rewiring our brain, we can start showing up differently. Okay, so the next slide, well, this is warrior's work. It is not for the faint of heart, but I know we're all up to it. We just have to decide we're up to it. So our scars tell stories of strength and courage, and each one reminds us of the grit it took us to get here. Love that. And so we put a heart with some scars showing that on our doodle. So number 4 is become a divine warrior. This is the last step in our journey. And so now it's time to rise up. In this step, you're going to learn how to focus on what really matters, walk boldly as your true self, and fully embrace who you are, a divine warrior, scars and all. This is your next chapter. This is the woman you are becoming, fully alive, fully you, bold, grounded, and free. A divine warrior believes, loves, and takes care of herself, has a hope-filled vision for herself filled with joy, and bravely heals her thoughts, stories, and her past. And you can do all these things. So now we're down to our doodle warrior. So I want you to pull out the calming colors that we had. So let's go back to, okay, so we did these calming colors at the first. And we're just going to take some scissors and cut out a cape. So back to this one. So here's kind of a general outline of what a cape would look like. But we're not going to get stuck on if it's good or bad. We're just going to cut out a cape to put on our warrior. Okay. And I love doing this because it just gives us, I want to cut. So I don't know if I can do it and show you. So we're just going to do something that's sort of cape-ish. I may have done it. Okay. And then I think mine's a little big for what size I did, so I might trim it down. Yeah, so I'm going to trim it a little bit. We're just going to trim it till it's, and there's no perfection here. And we're just going to take those cool calming colors and make a cape out of it. Okay. So we're just going to, so on that cape, I want you to write some words that came to you as you did the meditation. So maybe a word was joyful. So we're just going to write joyful here. Or maybe a word is loving or courageous. Hope-filled. Purposeful. Okay. And you can write sentences from it too. So I'm going to let you just do that. And then we're going to glue we're going to, it's not good, apparently. So I have some matte medium that's going to help me glue this on. I just found it spilled on my carpet. Isn't that fun? I must have knocked it over. I can't even blame it on anybody. So that's okay. So we're just going to put some matte medium. I have matte medium, or you can use a glue stick or any kind of glue. It's just matte medium is what I have. So that's what I'm going to use. And we're just going to glue it on. I still think my cape's a little big, but we just don't care. Paper towels. And some paper towel to clean me up because I had a lot there. Okay. And now we're going to do her arms. And this one arm we want just to come up and go onto her heart. And because she is brave enough to feel her emotions. And then on this side, she's going to have her hand on her hip. And we have her hurt all over here, so we are going to say her arm is hurt here too, just to stay with the theme. Okay. And then at the top, I want you to write, I am a warrior. I want you to see how the things you've been through and that might have scarred you and hurt you have really made you stronger. And you can overcome. You can. Okay. So here's what happened to me is my life was falling apart, and I looked around. I realized no one was coming to save me. Like, I'm on my own now, man. My husband wants to divorce. I'm going to have to figure this out. And so the journal prompt that I want you to do, you can do it on the front or you can do it on the back, is in what way do I want someone to save me? And this may be in small ways for you and for me. So, for instance, I want someone to validate me, to say those words that tell me I'm good enough, to tell me that they see my struggle, that they see me, that I'm trying hard. And so that's a simple one. Like, how often do you want someone in your life to say the right words and they don't say the right words, and then you're frustrated with them because they didn't say what you needed them to say? So in what way do you want someone to save you? And then the next one is, how can I be my own hero and save myself? How can you be your own hero and save yourself? Oh, so back to that, I want someone to validate me. I can do that. I can tell myself I'm doing a good job. I can tell myself that I see that you're working hard. Good job. And then if someone else says it, that's just icing on the cake. We don't need permission to feel like we're enough. We are already enough. You are already ready. You don't need permission to leave a legacy of love. So let's recap quickly what we learned. We're going to start by believing in ourselves at the bottom. We're going to build on that by building a vision. And then we're going to bravely heal our thoughts, our stories, what's holding us back. And then we'll become a divine warrior, where we will be focused on what our purpose is and go forward. Each step is a building block, and they were stacked on top of each other to get us where we need to go. So you've seen what's possible. You've learned the warrior way, the 4 powerful steps. You've seen the power of doodles. You felt the shift during the time together. Now I want you to imagine what's possible if we were to work together for the next 12 months. So inspiration without action just fades. If you felt something stirring to your day, don't wait. So let's walk together. Introducing Doodle Healing, design a life you love, 90 days at a time. So this is your roadmap to success. I've created a 90-day Believe in You planner, and then I'll have a new one come out every quarter. And this one is for the first quarter, because we're going to learn to believe in you. And this is designed to take you step by step through what to do every day and keep you on the right track. It has space for journaling. It has space for some tools I will teach along the way. It has space for reminding yourself to have fun. I've been using it, and it is truly life-changing. I'm just so excited about how this can be different in your look, how this can make a difference in your own life. I'm going to quickly, if I can get my pointer to work, and then change the camera again. Okay, so just want to show you the planner. It's just, I mean, I've been filling it out. It will come in a supply kit with this when you purchase. This isn't just a program. This will watch you step by step what to do every day so that you can really design a life you love. And the first part, so you can start believing in yourself. Okay, let me move back to this. So inside of the program, there's 12 months of step-by-step transformation, beginning with believing in yourself and learning to love yourself. The lessons are short but powerful, and I made them like less than 15 minutes. And there's doodling with it. And so, but the doodling is separate, so you can kind of break it out if you need to. There's a digital download of the Believe in You planner, but you'll also get the hard copy mailed directly to your house, and bi-monthly group coaching calls. That's twice a month. And then we'll get on and I'll teach you something about the theme for the month. And then I'll do some coaching if you'd like. Also, I'm offering one-to-one coaching for a year. It's unlimited one-to-one. This is worth $2,000, but it is yours for free if you join this program today. The investment to join the program is $997 for the year. And you're getting unlimited coaching with that to help walk you through the parts that to keep you accountable and walk you through where things get hard. That's less than $3 a day to walk a new path to become a new you, to invest in your joy, healing, and purpose. The coaching alone is worth $2,000. So if you're wondering if this is for you and you're like, I don't know if this will work for me. Are you tired of feeling stuck? Do you know there's something more for you? Are you ready to believe in yourself? Is it time to make that dream come to life? If you nodded yes, then this is for you. You don't have to figure it out all alone. So when you pay in full, you get a bonus of the supply kit and the planner. The supply kit comes with paper. It comes with some watercolors and some paintbrushes, the workbook, and then you'll get the planner with that. This is limited to only to 10 founding warriors. I just because the coaching is so much, and I'm looking for input and feedback. So the total value altogether is with 1 year of Design a Life You Love is $2,000. 1 year of unlimited coaching is $2,000. 90-day Believe in You planner is $65. Lifetime access with all upgrades, all that I put in it, of the Doodle Design a Life You Love is $2,000. It doesn't ever go away. You can always come back to it. And the Doodle Healing Supply box is worth $100. The total value is over $6,000, $6,165. You're not too late. You're right on time. Our brains want to tell us it's too late. We should give up. You're not too late. You're right on time. So enrollment is now open. You can go to this link. It's bit.ly// I think, The Warrior's Way. And then or you can use the QR code. I encourage you to jump in. This is a great program that will change your life. If anyone has any questions, please ask them in the chat. Let me And question is answers. So some questions I get asked are, do we get full access to start? And the answer is no. It's not because the program's not done, but it's because I really believe that many of us are, we just want to consume information and hopefully it'll help us. And the truth is, implementation is what makes the change. Maybe it's just because that's who I am, that I love to consume information, but actually putting it into progress, actually putting it, actually using it, actually is what makes the change. And so each month we'll have a new module open up that will talk about that thing and give you specific, detailed steps to take for the next month. And let me tell you ahead of time, none of it takes very long, because I also get objections about, I don't have the time. You have enough time for this. You have 30 minutes a day. And as you do this, you'll find time opening up for you. Let's see, let's change back here. So if you're even having a nudge at all, make an appointment with me if you're nervous, and we can talk about it. I'd really like to help you create a life that you truly love every day. And I have the tools, and I've set up a program that will guide you to exactly where you want to be, so you can design a life you love. Okay, I will see you hopefully I'll see you inside the program. If not, make an appointment with me, and I'll put a link to make an appointment under this in YouTube so that you can if you want, and then we can talk about it. All right, we'll see you later. Goodbye.